Just address the camera.
Yes.
Hey. Hi. You know me, I'm TJOmega, TJOmega.org, Coach CDU, you're watching my channel. This guy you need to know because this is Nolan North.
That's me.
That is him.
Yes.
He's Deadpool, he's Nathan Drake, he is all things that are awesome.
Well, some people might beg to differ, but we do our best.
We do. We try. So speaking of the Deadpool, because this is going to be just schizophrenic, you know, just...
I like it that way.
Yeah. Your thoughts on the live-action Deadpool? Have you seen all the little previews that have been coming out?
I've seen a lot of the previews, and I'm personally a fan of Ryan Reynolds. I think he's going to do a great job with it. You know, people ask me if I'm upset, if you know what, every medium, every producer has their own visions for things. And I think Deadpool fans should be excited because the one thing that I know about Ryan Reynolds is not only is he a talented guy, he's passionate about this. He is a massive Deadpool fan. I mean, he had the comic books, you know, before anybody. I mean, he's a longtime fan, and I think that whole franchise is in good hands with Ryan Reynolds.
I hope so.
Yeah, and I think he's going to do. I liked him when he did the Wade Wilson in the movie. You know, that line when he just came in with the swords blazing. They're all dead. They're just that flat, dry. I can't wait to see him, you know, break the fourth wall and see what he does.
The previews have a little bit of that so far. It's just it's a taste, but it's a really good one. For other live action, how about a movie you've actually been in? Tell me about the bridge of the New Enterprise.
Wasn't on the Enterprise now. I was on the Vengeance, the USS Vengeance. I was on Peter Weller's ship.
Similar ship, less lens flare.
Yeah, well, same director. It had some lens flare. But you know what? It was a blast to do. It's for people who don't know the story. J.J. Abrams is a big fan of the Uncharted series. I guess he and his son played. And I did another job with him, and he found out, and he said, "Hey, you should come do this." And it was just it was a thrill. I mean, we spent I think one line made it on camera, but I was there for about 2 weeks putting it all together. And they literally built a starship inside this set. So, you know, there are these hallways. There was this bridge. I remember there's a console that my character just kind of looks down at, and it must have cost a fortune to make this because it actually had buttons and dials that actually worked. Wow. It was, you know, I've never done that big of a budget of a movie before, and just to be on that set I mean, Peter Weller loves a good cigar, and I got to smoke a cigar with Peter Weller, RoboCop. I mean, it was just great things. Benedict Cumberbatch, I was a fan of all the Sherlock Holmes series that he did. So, you know, to sit there with him, and Chris Pine couldn't have been nicer, and then Simon Pegg was just phenomenal. So it was great to be around that element, that environment, and I can't say enough good things about J.J. Abrams. I hope he enjoys the next Uncharted as much as I enjoyed working with him. And I will work with you again. You promised. He did.
He did?
Yes.
Better hold to it.
Yeah, I think he will, eventually.
It is one of those jobs where you walk in the wardrobe and pray you don't see red.
Yeah, but sometimes the guys in the red go out in a blaze of glory. I don't think I made it. That ship crashed pretty hard, but I've had some diehard Nathan Drake fans say that Drake could have survived that crash along with Cumberbatch's character. So maybe I'm in the wreckage still.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Speaking of, who was more challenging to portray, Nathan Drake or Desmond Miles?
Probably Drake, only because it wasn't just voice. The Desmond stuff was all vocal, voiceover booth stuff. Equally, you know, a compelling character, but with the motion capture performances that we did with Drake, and you know, it'd be 2 years of development. So over the course of 2 years, we're going back in, shooting more scenes. Then, you know, I do all the move sets as well. So when you hit that joystick and he starts walking or he ducks, I had to do all those little movements. So it's all the mundane little things that you don't think about. We did that. So I think that would, I'd have to give him the nod.
How much does the mocap influence how you portray the character? Like, as
Well,
opposed to just like voicing over someone that was already animated.
Well, voicing over, we never really voice over someone who's animated.
Okay,
The animation's
yeah,
after.
that's a faux pas. I just made. I apologize.
It's okay, but you know, it's just like doing live action theater or live action television, film, or theater work, because it's a full performance. It's not just, you know, sitting in a booth in front of a microphone. So it all has its own different sets of challenges, but in some ways, having other people to work off of, having you know, it's minimal props, but having those things to work with sometimes can make it a little easier, because you're more in that play mode, whereas you're not just, you know, reading something and bringing it to life off a page. Each has its different set of challenges, but you know, that one's not really harder than the other. It's just different.
That's a good answer.
I'm doing my best.
I will accept that. Don't worry.
Thank you.
You're doing good.
Thank
I
you.
promise you. As someone who's been both, Marvel or DC,
I plead the Fifth.
who's paying you most recently?
I plead the Fifth Amendment on the grounds that it might incriminate me. I enjoy playing heroes and villains for animation. I have no favorites. You will not ruin my career, TJOmega. You will not.
I do apologize.
All right. Next.
What have I done?
Next.
Next. Of all the roles you've ever done,
Okay.
thinking way back now, which one had the most effect on you personally?
That's a good question. Drake had a major effect on my life, because it was it was the first time I was allowed to play somebody very much my personality in those circumstances, and quite frankly, it changed my life. It made me a better actor. It was financially, it was very lucrative, and I mean, that character pretty much changed my career. I think it actually made me a better on-camera actor, because you know, it was full body motion capture. It was listening. It was working with these great writers and talented actors, and it was working a lot. And I think it's like in any business, you do it, the more you do it, you know, hopefully the better you're going to get at it.
Right.
I think it had the most effect long term, because it also kind of, a lot of people said, oh, we want the guy who does Drake. So that led to other work. And as a saying in the business, work begets work. And so it undoubtedly was probably the single most important job I've ever had. But just to kind of give you another answer for that, I think effect, short term, Spec Ops that I did had it was a very kind of a different military type game set in the sandstorms of Dubai, and I thought it was really well written and a well executed game that had a lot of it put the spotlight on some you know, sometimes as a soldier you have two choices, and sometimes neither of them work out. And you know, it's not always as like, well, play, you know, choice A or B. And in that game, it was one of the first things I've ever seen where, when you as a player got a chance to make a choice, you're trying to find the lesser of two evils.
Right.
But you have to make a decision. And I hope it kind of opened some people's eyes to the fact that, because people will bash the military and bash the troops, and they're doing their job, but it's not an easy job, and I think sometimes you are faced with impossible choices, and thank God we're doing it just in a game.
Right.
So that one, I remember it being very heady psychological mind trip, that game, because it was very Heart of Darkness kind of thing, and the character kept just deteriorating to the end, and it was fun to play that character who was the soldier. We're going to do a job, and by the end he's absolutely lost his mind, and it was and I was in part of that for a while, involved in that project, so that was a cool one too.
I have to play the game now.
Yeah, it's yeah, it was a good one. It was it's definitely trippy.
Now, I came across something interesting, as you can see here. This is the page from Entertainment Weekly.
Wow, I haven't seen that in a while.
They did a little magazine for the 100 greatest new characters in the last 20 years, and there you are.
Yeah.
Number
Very
93.
upset. 93.
93.
Really?
93.
Please.
You dressed up as Nathan Drake.
They dressed me as Drake.
That might be Saturday casuals. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. They dressed me. It's fantastic.
It seems like a strange day at the office.
Yeah. Well, that's how he actually dresses. T.C. Carson actually. That's his normal
outfit.
They didn't even need to. He had the whole outfit. He wore it.
But I love this because it's recognition for the voice actor, not just the character.
Yeah.
Like, they had put Laura Croft higher on the list. Says
Well,
nothing about Nathan,
because-
but
Well,
You-
Angelina
yeah.
Jolie.
well, no, it was the digital one.
Oh, the digital one?
It was
Did
the
they?
digital. Yeah, they didn't list a voice actress.
Oh.
So I thought that was very cool. However, me being just the creative type and
Yeah.
not too much time on my hands, you're standing like in front of a very beautiful green screen.
What have you done?
Just had a little bit of fun, that's all.
Let's see.
Just to make sure, I want to make this a little bit more interesting. Here you are getting kicked off American Idol.
You know what? Simon Cowell never liked my ballads.
Yeah. See, I thought Deadpool sung a very beautiful version of Big Girls Don't Cry.
Yeah, I thought so too, but then, they don't like when you urinate on the stage, apparently. It's artists.
Yeah.
It's artistic license.
Well, that's Fox,
Yeah,
That's
but
how
that's
that
Deadpool.
goes.
They need to know what they've ordered. Where else have I been?
Well, I also have a shot of you interviewing Mark McGuire during the steroid allegations. I think he looks perfectly fine in that shot.
He's a big man. He's gotten down. If you think what the see, I've always been a huge Cardinal fan, actually, and it was a thrill to meet Mark. Now I'm 6'1", so you can kind of get the idea.
Yeah.
His head alone weighs 112 pounds. He's a big guy, big guy. But you know what? He'll always have that asterisk, and that's a shame.
Yeah. This is one of my absolute favorite. This is you interrupting Kanye West while he's interrupting Taylor Swift.
Hey, you know what? I felt it was appropriate. If he's going to run up there and steal her thunder, somebody got to
Yes.
take his thunder.
That someone did.
But we buried the hatchet, and that's why he named his daughter North.
Absolutely. I've heard that.
Yeah.
Look, look at this. She's totally into you in this shot.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Taylor's into
She's an Uncharted fan.
Uncharted things. Uncharted things.
Mm.
She's a talent. She's a honey.
This has been fun.
This has been eye-opening. I was embarrassed about my American Idol loss, and you had to bring it up.
Don't worry. It's braver to face it.
Okay. Well, there you have it. I'm outed. I've been on American Idol and I've lost. Next is The Voice.
Ooh.
Got to get on Adam's team.
This has been
That was
a
it?
pleasure.
Well, thank you so
very
much. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for watching. I've got a lot more from Metrocon 2015. A lot more to come, so stay tuned. Thank you all.
A lot more,
A lot more.
but without me,
Some
a little
with
bit
him.
less.
Some with him.